Today we are going to learn about line plots and stem and leaf plots. The first one we're going to learn about is a line plot. A line plot is created by placing an X above a number corresponding to each data value. Line plots have two main advantages. You can see the frequency of the data values, and you can see how the data values compare to each other. The table at the right, if we look at example 1, the table at the right gives the heights in inches for a group of 25 adults. Display the data in a line plot, describe the data shown in the line plot, and then we're going to go through and do the line plot. So here is our chart with the heights of the adults. Luckily, our numbers are already in order from least to greatest. Sometimes we will have to reorder the numbers from least to greatest, and that's going to help us make the line plot. But fortunately, it is already in order. So making our line plot, because 59 is the smallest number, I'm going to start at 55. You could start at 59, but since I decided to make the number line go by intervals of 5, I started at 55 and I ended at 80. 80 is going to take us past the biggest number. So putting the numbers in order helps us organize our intervals on the line plot. So now we go through the list and we're going to place X's above every single number that we have. So 59, we're going to place an X above 59. 60, we're going to place an X above 60. 63, there are two 63s. So for 63, we're going to place two X's above 63. '64, there's 3 of them, so we're going to place 3 X's. '65, there's 3 of them again, so we're going to place 3 X's above 65. And then 67, there's 4 of them. So there's no 66. And since there's no 66, we're not going to put anything above 66. We're going to go past 66 to 67. So 67, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 X's. And then 68, there's 3 of them. So 3 X's. And you could be crossing these out as you go through. So 68, 69, there's only 1 of them, so we only need 1 X. 70, there's 2 of them, so you could put 1 X, cross it out, and then put another X, cross it out. 71, there's 1 of them. 72, only 1. 73, there's 2 of them, so we need 2 X's. And then there's nothing until 77. So 75, 76, 77. There's 1 X at 77. So now we kind of know how the data is distributed, how spread out the data is, how many of each we kind of have. The line plot shows that most of the heights are concentrated around, and we have to figure out what value. So if we look at our line plot here, most of our values, most of our X's they're pretty much all right there. So they are concentrated around the height of 67 inches. So if you look at where we have the most, that's 67 right there. And then the maximum value, that's 77, which you can find with the last X on our line plot. And then the minimum value is 59. That's the first X on our line plot. If you do not like using X's, you can use dots instead. So everywhere I placed an X, you would actually place dots. So that is a line plot. We are going to talk about stem and leaf plots next. So if we look at this next example, we have a stem and leaf plot, or we're going to make a stem and leaf plot. A stem and leaf plot is a display of data that uses the digits of the data values. To make a stem and leaf plot, separate each number into a stem and a leaf. So a stem and a leaf is below for this number, 2.39. So our stem is right here, and then we have a line, and then the leaf. That's how you can make a stem and leaf plot for a number containing a decimal. If we didn't have a decimal, let's say we had 85. To make a stem and leaf plot, or at least to arrange 85 as a stem and a leaf, we would have 8 and then line 5. So 8 would be your stem, and then your 5 would be your leaf. If you also had 82 as part of that data set, you would, on this short, brief stem and leaf that we have, you would write it as 8 as the stem, 2 as the leaf for 82, and then you would leave a space and write 5. That shows us that you both have 82 and 85 as part of your data set. So we're going to construct a stem and leaf plot to organize the data below. All the data below has decimals. We are talking about money. It is describing the price for the same notebook at several different stores. So we have all these notebook prices. In a stem and leaf plot, just like I showed you above, 82 had to be before 85. So we're going to reorder this. We're going to order this from least to greatest. So if we order these numbers, we have 2.21, and then 2.26, 2.28, 2.3, and again, we can be crossing these out, 2.33, 2.39, and then 2.43, 2.47. So this is in order from least to greatest, which is going to help us when we make our stem and leaf plot. So draw your vertical line right now. So we are going to draw a vertical line. We're going to have the stem here and the leaf on the right. We do need a key. We need to make sure that if somebody was reading this data, they would understand what our key is, what our actual stem and leaf plot is. So our key, we're going to put underneath the stem and leaf plot. And our key is going to be that 2.3 line 9 is equal to 2.39. So that shows us our key. That shows somebody else reading this. We want to make sure this line doesn't look like a 1. So it is a line breaking up the stem and the leaf. But this will allow somebody else reading our stem and leaf plot to know how to read it, what these different values are. So 2.21, we're going to write as 2.2, that's our stem, and then 1. So we wrote that on our stem and leaf plot. We're done with 2.21. And now we have to do the same thing with 2.26. So we're going to leave a space in between 1 and 6. And then 2.28, we have 2.2 here, and then space 8. You want those spaces in between 1, 6, and 8 because otherwise it looks like 168 instead of 3 separate different numbers. So then the next one we have is 2.3, and we're going to write 3 on the other side for the leaf to show 2.33. And then 2.3, leave a space 9. Now we have 2.43, so we're going to have 2.4. That's going to be the stem, and then 3. And then do the same thing with 2.47. So that is how we find a stem and leaf plot. You are now going to be able to try these on your own individually. But that is all we're going to do for today for the video.